Is it over? Well, as of 7:50 a.m. this morning, the official website for Highguard, the raid shooter that was supposed to be the next big thing from the creators of Apex Legends, well, the website went dark. No warning, no social media posts, just a static page telling you the site is unavailable. Less than 70 days. This game was the one more thing at the Game Awards. That's right, only 2 months ago. That's less than 3 weeks ago when it officially launched. And today, it's a digital tombstone. If you're one of the 3,000 people still trying to make this game happen, well, you're probably already heading to the comments to downvote this. But look at the screen, man. The writing isn't just on the wall. The wall has been demolished. Today, we're talking about the spectacular high-speed car crash of Highguard, or I like to call it Concord 2.0, and why the, quote, modern audience strategy is officially a suicide mission for studios. Let's go back to December, the Video Game Awards. Jeff Keighley finishes his big speech, the lights go low, and everyone is expecting something massive. A new Titanfall? Half-Life 3 teaser? No. Instead, we got Highguard. And the internet turned on it in seconds. Why? Because we've seen this movie before. We saw it with Concord. We saw it with Hyenas. We saw it with Suicide Squad. It was a free-to-play, online-only, hero-based raid shooter with an art style that felt like it was designed by a committee trying to, quote, appeal to everyone, and ending up appealing to absolutely no one. Now, Wildlight Entertainment, a studio filled with Respawn veterans, people who actually know how to make a good shooter, was turned into a meme from minute one. They tried to go for that Apex Shadow Drop magic, but boy, did they miss the mark. You can Shadow Drop a game, but you can't Shadow Drop a game into a room full of people who already exhausted by this genre. When January 26th rolled around, the numbers actually looked okay at first. 90,000 concurrent players on Steam looked like a win, right? Wrong. Because within 48 hours, those 90,000 people realized they had played this game 10 times already under different names. By the end of the week, the player base didn't just drop, it evaporated. The maps were too big, the loot phase was a snooze fest, the warden character had all the personality of a space heater, and they tried to patch in a 5v5 mode to save it, but you can't build a house on quicksand, guys. By mid-February, we were looking at less than 3,000 players on the servers. And when a studio has 100 plus employees and you're running a live service game that costs millions to maintain, 3,000 players isn't a stable core. It's a death sentence. This is the part that really grinds all of our gears, right? When Chad Grenier, the studio head, said before that it didn't matter if they got 1,000 people or 100 million. He said they just wanted a game people loved. Well, Chad, the math clearly doesn't agree with you, because on February 11th, you had to lay off most of the team. And this is the message to the live service pushers. Stop chasing this modern audience. Stop trying to push a message. The modern audience that you're chasing, that audience doesn't exist. It's a ghost. You're ignoring the gamers who grew up when games were actually games. People who want complete experiences, a clear vision, and a reason to care. You spent 4 years building a product instead of a game. You checked all the boxes for monetization, roadmaps, and episodes, but you forgot to make something that felt essential. You gambled the livelihoods of 100 talented developers on a genre that has been dead for 2 years. And those people are looking for work while you sit on a static, quote, site unavailable page. I know there's about 3,000 of you out there in PC world who genuinely liked the mounts or the raid mechanics. And look, I'm glad you found something you enjoyed. But don't get mad at me or at the multitude of gamers for pointing out the obvious. The website being down is the quiet quit of the gaming industry. I mean, maybe it comes back up, but this seems like is the first step towards server will be discontinued on whatever date announcement. If Wildlight can't even keep the domain active, they aren't innovating and supporting the game like their layoff statement claimed. They are turning out the lights. They wanted to be the next Apex. They ended up being the next Concord. And the worst part is they didn't even have Sony's billions to hide behind it. This was an independent suicide mission. Listen, while we're here losing legends like Sato-san and Lita-san this week, people who built the foundation of this industry, and then we have, in the meantime, millions of dollars being flushed down the toilet on raid shooters that nobody asked for. Plan accordingly, developers. This modern audience isn't going to save you. Only good games can do that. I'm out. Pour one out for the 100 or so people who lost their jobs under this Highguard mess. They honestly deserved a better project than Highguard. As always, I do want to thank you guys for joining me here every video, even if it's just a couple dozens of you or 1,000 or two. I appreciate it. We are on our way to the 5,000 subscriber mark. That's the next big goal for 2026. If you can help me out by subscribing, this is your first time here, I would appreciate that. Leave a comment. That really does help the page out a lot. I want to thank you for being here, Starflagmedia Gaming. And we will catch you guys in the next video. Hopefully not covering another live service disaster. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'll be reading them. Peace.